welcome back everyone to another Kerbal Space Program video. Today we'll be landing on Minmus. Yes, we'll be landing on Minmus. Hopefully this is much better edited and, turning out well. Because I actually had a music, so it's not completely silent, so that should be good. So yeah, small improvement on that. It's nice. So yeah, currently I'm just building the upper stage of the rocket, making sure, I can land. You don't really need to, you barely need any thrust to get on Minmus, so it's fine. Just a second ago you saw me just making sure everything for the top stage is all set, for all the Kerbals and such, just in case, if I forget anything, then I should be fine setting off. Making sure I have communications because I am carrying the space station, the science field science module, and yeah. Also, I'm building up I'm building up solar panels, making sure I have all the essentials right. The only problem with that solar panel design I find is you do need to be facing the sun, or else, because there has been a few instances where I think, yeah, I had to use one of my turbines to push the spaceship to face the sun. There was at least an instance of that, because it wasn't receiving any power, and I didn't have any fuel left. So yeah, that was kind of a problem. Making the second stage, making sure I have plenty of fuel, because it is quite a journey to the Minmus, and just painting everything to make it look a little better. Then making the first stage, which is usually just solid rocket fuel boosters, because they're cheap, they provide a decent thrust, so it's all good. Making sure they don't clip with the top too much when separating, because sometimes it'll knock you off your path when you do that. Adding fins for stabilization, making sure I'm aligned with Minmus in a good way, and then just making sure I have everyone ordered well. Yes. Music change. Yep, so just going through the atmosphere. Bum, bum, bum. Just making sure everything's arranged well. And then out into space. Yeah, just seeing the thrust weight ratio, making sure I'm aligned well. There's separation of the side tanks, making sure I'm aligned. So yeah, that little bit of tracking is good. I realized I didn't actually pack enough fuel for the whole trip with that second stage, but thankfully I brought a lot of fuel on the upper stage, which kind of comes back to bite me a little bit later on. Yeah, making sure I'm faced towards the sun for the most amount of power I can get. And just warping to Minmus, doing all the research to get the data, and starting the research itself, leveling up the crew, so everything's much easier to do, like research and such. So yeah, transferring all the data, because might as well get extra science while you're there, so you can do the lab research. And yeah, yep. Music change again for the stressful moment of landing on Minmus. Oh, I love this music. If you're wondering about the music, the start of the first 2 minutes is there is a file that I found in the Kerbal Space Program. It's in KSP itself. It's developer log or something like that. Yeah, so that's the first bit. Here's me, landing. The first semi-successful landing, warping so I'm, facing towards the sun. Yeah, and then that first bit, and then with the rest of the music is kind of just is from B Swarm, so it's a B Swarm OST, so that's pretty neat. I might get copyright stricken, but we'll see. Yeah, here is the mostly successful. Yeah, just the glory of landing on Minmus, which is it's just absolutely horrible. You gotta make sure your damper's up, but your spring is absolutely like strength is 0. Yeah, me messing up the flag uh, writing, so I ended up finding I had to remove it and then redoing the site, doing all the EVA science, bonking my head, then deciding maybe actually we should get a photo shoot. So for the what is it? Uh, God, my brain's lost. For the banner or something like that, right? But here's the kind of the shot that you see. It was somewhat laggy for some reason. I don't know why, but like yeah, the switching between rockets and such. Just like making like aligning all the curveballs for that. I was looking at different angles, kind of deciding which one I decide to go off the rocket just from a more up-down view. I would have liked to change it to make like the sun have the sun behind us, but that's gonna blind me honestly, because you can barely see anything with the when you're towards the sun. So yeah, that's but nice and beautiful. Making sure everyone's in their correct position before and then yeah before we take off, making sure we have all the science. So another weird thing is I find with the science is that like when you load it in and then yeah here like when you load it in and then go through it, like the option for you to put it through again changes. It's really weird. But if you say have a curve in, or if you even if you time warp Kerbal, right? You have a if you take it out or like time warp, it'll allow you to do it again, which is weird. I don't know why, but it's something weird like that. Yeah, and then here's me just time warping around again. That's science. Then boosting out because it gets really dizzying really fast, and then again just slowing down for the most part, which I shouldn't have. The slowing down here is fine, but I shouldn't have um, circularized myself for a reason little bit later. But yeah, you know, yeah, this video's a little bit shorter because Minmus is much easier than the Mun. And then yeah, here's my I accidentally separated, so yeah, and I didn't like quick save again, even from my last mistake, as far in, but I did quick save, actually during the mission, so that's fine. So that was great. Yeah, and then here's me doing like you can see the quick save coming in quite a bit. So yeah, doing all the sciences again, the fun parts, but at least there wasn't the 400 explosions from the Mun, right? So here's me again, quick save going back because I forgot the outer space things, which really didn't matter, I guess, because I could have just done it when I got back. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's fine. Bum, 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 bum. There's all the sciences. Me just making sure everything. Yeah, and then here's the landing. Yeah, so I think I don't know if I can't remember if I touched bases on the OST again, but yeah, like the other songs except for the first like the first song you'll hear, all comes from B Swarm and its OST, which I find kind of nice. So That's where I get it from. And then here is my second successful landing. After, the first one I separated, because, and it's funny because you can lock stages. I'm pretty sure it's Z. If you press Z, you lock the stage so you can't accidentally separate, but like, good old me, I always gotta do everything the hard way. Yeah. And then touchdown for the most part. This time I didn't really have to tamper with the landing legs. It was more of a desirable spot, but there was still a bit of bouncing back and forth, so I just quickly time warped, to A, remove the bouncing, and B, to, make sure I was within the, with point, like, I could actually get, uh, I could get the solar panels to point towards the sun. God, I'm so lost sometimes, even during recordings. But yeah, just a quick time warp to stop the teetering, tottering, or the back and forth. Replanting the flag, doing all the experiments again. This time no photo shoot because I already did it the first time. So yeah. What are they? Oh god. Yeah, for the YouTube thing, thumbnail. God damn it! I was looking for the words for so long. Silly me. Also, yeah. And then here's me circularizing again just to get the experiment experience. They also because it's slightly easier. And this time I also pointed toward inwards instead of outwards, so it's much less delta B. Here's me circulization or circulizing. I don't know what you want to call it. Something like that, but me doing a bunch of time warps, get all the science and such. Go through all the experiments. Yeah, and then there's a little more. Also, if you made it this far, I want to thank everyone for again, I'm doing actually quite well. Thank you for like the 33-ish, 34-ish views on the last video. Man, I'm so surprised. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. So, yeah. Hearts to you guys. Yeah. So about like 30 seconds ago while I was doing the spiel, um, I did a circularization burn again, but like more inward, which kind of costed me a lot of pain a little later on. So, and you'll see why. But yeah, doing just just orbiting, making sure, just, orbiting, making sure my panels don't go, out of this, like, don't, oh, what is it? Yeah, here's the other circulation burn, which I don't know why I did, because this is, yeah, see, look, I did that, and then it costed me a lot, so here's me again speeding up time a lot, just to get the science. Yeah, and then here's me messing up where, see, yeah, the problem with this one-sided panel is, yeah, is that, like, I needed the curvo to, push my ship that it would actually, catch. Yeah, and then here's me without the fuel and now needing to, I was like so far in, I was like, I just didn't want to, at this point, restart the mission, so yeah, so here's another pro tip. If you're basically stuck and you're somewhat close to orbit, you can bang the crow's head. But another thing, which I will do in about like 3-ish minutes from now, is especially if you have a pod with, what is it, monopropellant, and you also have like the side boosters. There's also, you can just use those. You can just use RCS, which is much easier. I don't know why I didn't use that, but like, yeah. So here's what is it? Orwin? Yeah, Orwin. Just bashing his head. Also, another weird thing is like like the science packs. If you put them into storage and then take them out of storage, it refuels the jetpack for some reason. I don't know why, but if you say have a depleted I guess yeah, spacesuit or jetpack or whatever you want to call it, and then put it in, then yeah, and take it out, it just refuels. It's absolutely weird. Here's me. I was changing the direction of the ship, seeing which way, if like I oriented it a different way, then if it would change, and then just using the maneuver planner to see how quickly, how much slower I have to go to make it at least into slightly into orbit. Here's me banging his uh poor Orwin. So many concussions. You can even do this with like more Kerbins at a time, like a chain reaction. I wouldn't recommend that because you can lose them really easily. So that's pretty bad. So yeah, just bong. Yeah. Refueling and then more bang. Yeah, and then here's my, and then here came the idea of just using the RCS on the pod itself. I just span around because I didn't want to like didn't want to use RCS against SAS to have it kind of like spin, so just in case it would like undo what I did. But yeah, so I kind of did that. Just did one more bang because I was slightly off, just for the fun of it. And then yeah, it's much easier. And then again another music change, and then back home, which is nice. Yeah, a little bit of lag. Whoa, yeah, quite a bit of lag with changing between the maps there. Yeah, just thankfully because of the angle of approach and like how deep I was going, I didn't really need to do more than one orbit around. Yeah, there is quite a bit of lag during the stage. Yeah, and then just nicely landing back down, ocean landing. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's skipping through a little bit. Yeah, so this soundtrack right here is you can find, I think it's like developer log or something like that, but you can find this in just the file somewhere, which is nice. It's actually pretty good sounding too. I don't know where it's used. I think it's used in, I think it might be used when hiring new Kerbins or something like that. Also, I got rid of the heat shield, which I don't usually do because I usually use it as another barrier between life and death, and it has saved me multiple times. And splashdown, another successful splashdown. Recovery. Yeah, and this mission was such a success. I was so rich in science after this. Like, it was unbelievable. Yeah, like 7,000-ish science within a mission. I was amazed on how well I did. So yeah, that was awesome. I was like dumbfounded by the amount of science because I had never done anything like that before, which was great. Bum. Yeah, and then there might be something wrong. Here's me just thinking of what else to do because I'm just so lost. What, might as well just research everything at this point. I have so much like science, it didn't really matter. So I was like, research this, research this, research this. Why not? I have all the science parts I'll ever need. So yeah, did that. Yeah, high altitude advanced metalworks, composites, nuclear propulsion, large volume containment. I couldn't go any higher because I didn't have the upgrade. And thank you so much for watching. All of this was live stream on twitch.tv/orbitalpigeon. You can catch me there from time to time. I usually stream daily. I also have a VOD channel. I don't know how to link channels yet, so that was fun. See ya. Boom.